Hello and welcome to another preview. This time it is Manchester United versus Brighton as we face off at Old Trafford as we look to build on the result we picked up at Anfield last week. Once again, I'm joined by a couple of my mates. Let's see their thoughts on the match first.
Hey Benjamin, thanks a lot for having me again on yet another preview. Just sharing my thoughts for a couple of minutes about the game against Brighton and what last week's result at Anfield means for us. So obviously that was a statement win in my opinion. Amarim's biggest win as Manchester United manager for two reasons. One, he gets to shut up all the noise around, oh, Amarim can't win back-to-back Premier League games. Well, he's gone ahead and done just that. And B, it's the first time a Manchester United manager has won at Anfield against Liverpool across any club competition since Louis van Gaal in 2016. So it's almost a decade since we won anything at Anfield. We won against Liverpool at Anfield, and the fact that he's gone ahead and done it in an unconventional fashion, some would say, but nonetheless, it's been a haunted ground for us over the years, and so to be able to come off with a win. Keep in mind, we were close to getting a win last season as well, if you remember the 2-2 draw. So to be able to come off with 3 points, on this occasion is spectacular. But I would say Brighton is a very important game for us because it gives us the opportunity to be able to truly build on the momentum that we've gained. We've won 2 games on the trot. Now is an opportunity for us to truly showcase that, yes, we can win 3 on the trot, but also Brighton is one of those bogey teams against whom we haven't really done well in the past few games. If you look at our record over the last 2 seasons, whenever we've played Brighton, we've only won against them once, and we've lost the remaining games. So it's really important that we go ahead and break that curse and also just maintain our momentum going. We're 2 points off, third place. If we get 3 more points, we might be in the mix, pretty much in the mix for a top 4. So my predictions, I am going to say it's going to be a 2-1 win for Manchester United.
Hello, Benny boy. How you doing, bro? So my United versus Brighton predictions. All week I've said 2-2. I'm going to say 2-1. I feel like that it'll be a lot more of a scrappier game than what it was against Liverpool. Obviously, that was a bit end-to-end, bit like basketball. I feel like that Brighton will dominate majority of the midfield. But hopefully we can, if he starts Seshko, we can use the aerial dominance, that advantage that we should have. Hopefully, and Mbumo and Ahmad have got that connection built on that right-hand side. And hopefully Cunha gets a goal as well. That, as you can tell, that's what my front three would be as well. Cunha, Seshko and Mbumo. I like Mason Mount. I think he's played well, but I think this type of game you just shouldn't really be starting Mount, in my personal opinion. I want to start my striker. But I'd say I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United. Looking forward to the game. The Seagulls, obviously Brighton have been a bit of a tough game for us, should we say. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to go and eat my lunch now. Have my Monster. Peace out. Come on, you Reds. United.
Alright, thank you very much for that one, guys. As you've seen, both of them predicting a win, which, there's a lot of positivity going around right now after the result we picked up last week, and so there's no surprise. This one, I'm going to keep this preview pretty short and sweet. I don't know if you can tell, I've got a bit of a cold, just don't feel like talking for too long, and I've got this goddamn glaring sun. But without further ado, let's have a look at how I think this matchup is going to go and how I think we're going to line up. I don't think there's been very many surprises considering the injuries we have reportedly picked up, or at least the knocks we have picked up from the press conference that Amarim had yesterday. So let's have a look at how I feel, not how he feels, because we don't know that yet. How I feel we will line up for this matchup. So here we go. We're going to go for Céline Lamont in goal, a back three of Luke Shaw, Matthijs de Ligt and Lenny Yoro, with Harry Maguire picking up that knock against Liverpool after what was a brilliant match from him, and it topped it off with the winning goal, so you can't really complain too much. A player that has come in from much scrutiny over his time at Manchester United, picking up the captain's armband, losing it again. All of this just turmoil around his career at Manchester United. To get a goal like that, such a brilliant feeling for him and an amazing moment for him in general. I feel like he's deserved it, and from there we have heard more news on contract talks, so let's see how that one develops. But Moving on, I'm going for Amad Diallo on that right hand side once more. Had a really good game with Liverpool. Unfortunate to be subbed off due to the yellow card, which was never a yellow card. He won the ball cleanly. I hate that we're giving away yellow cards these days for follow throughs. It's a natural part of the game. You can't slow your momentum down like that. Referees think you can make a challenge and then the second you win the ball, your momentum stops. It doesn't. It has to go somewhere. And unfortunately, when a player has control of the ball, when you take that off of him, usually the follow through leads through that player because he's there in possession. It's just how it goes. It's a natural part of the game. Sure, there are some where players go over the ball or they use excessive force, and then yes, it's a question mark. But I hate that follow throughs get scrutinised as much as they do. Moving on and go for Diogo Dalot on that left hand side. It's a question mark whether it be him or Patrick Dorgu, but we have seen Luke Shaw play. We've seen Diogo Dalot. Luke Shaw is on the left centre back. We've seen Diogo Dalot play left wing back the last 2 games, so I'm going to see that he continues that move, and then maybe he'll change it up later into the match with Diogo Dalot moving back to the right hand side, because he did struggle quite a lot on the left hand side against Liverpool, but then looked far better when moving over to his natural position. And then the midfield duo I'm going to continue with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. Bruno had a really good game against Liverpool and has a history of getting goals against Brighton. Hopefully he can continue that one with his partner being Casemiro, who just brings so much to the side. He's just such a combative midfielder, got good intelligence about him, and is just so dominant in the air, which we're going to need against Brighton because they've got 2 big centre-backs who are going to look to win those aerial duels. We'll have Sané Lamont, who is far more comfortable in the air than we have had in the past with goalkeepers, but it's always good to have a set-piece person in like the likes of Casemiro. It's a question mark whether he will start, considering the fact that he played 180 minutes in the international games, but he did come off fairly early, about the 65th, 60th minute, due to his yellow card also against Liverpool, so I'm hoping he should be okay. He did go down with a knock, but I'm going to assume that was him playing the game to try and avoid any big punishment from his tackle that he did make on Mohamed Salah, who's looked to break away. And then that leaves us with the front 3 of Matthijs Cunha, Benjamin Sesko and Brian Mbeumo. We saw as well Mason Mount picking up a knock, so it's very unlikely he will feature. And Matthijs Cunha deserves to keep his spot after a brilliant, what I said was man of the match performance against Liverpool. Just his ability to drive with the ball, and with Brighton struggling at the moment with a natural right back, it could be a really good game for him on that left hand side, just picking up the ball, driving, getting into those half spaces between what is probably going to be Match Pfeiffer and Van Hecke. I feel like he can get a lot of good service and a lot of good opportunities down that left hand side. Brian Mbeumo is up against Kadioglu, who is a decent fullback. He's decent going forwards, not the best defensively, but I feel like Mbeumo can get the best of him, especially with Lewis Dunk next to him. It's not the quickest, so I think that Mbeumo's pace in behind could be very valuable in this match, and hopefully look to build on the partnership he's created with Amad Diallo on that right hand side, just to cause him a few different issues. And then that leaves us with Benjamin Sesko, who had 2 in 2 starts. He came on at Liverpool, played about 25-30 minutes and looked really good, looked tidy, just linking up the play really well. His ability to just, I don't know, control his body and control the ball is much improved since he joined. He's just shown those little silky assets that he does have, and I have a feeling that if he does start, he will be scoring once more, which leads me into what I think my prediction is going to be. It's going to be tough, because as you can see down the bottom here, our last 7 results, we have won 1 and lost 6. We've always said that Brighton are a bogey team. That Liverpool matchup last week was incredible because we beat them for the first time in 9 years away from home, but we had an iffy record at home against them. Brighton, on the other hand, have the longest winning run away from home against Manchester United, winning the last 3 in a row, 3-1, 2-1, 2-1 I believe it is. I think that's what it says down there. Yeah. So, we need to improve upon that, pretty obviously. Brighton are a difficult side. They have a really defined style of play. They play really good football down the ground. They just really well drilled. It was surprising when Fabian Hirschler came in that they just continue the progress that they had under Roberto De Zerbi. Hopefully United can pick up a result here. We need to break that duck of losing to Brighton constantly, and it will be a nice surprise to go from not winning back-to-back games to winning back-to-back-to-back, especially with a few of the teams above us in the league facing each other this weekend. There could be a chance for us to climb the table. If we were to win, we can go up to about 6th if all the results go somewhat our way in terms of realistic results. But I mean, if results do fully go our way, we can climb up to 3rd in the table. It's not going to happen because we can't have everyone in the league lose. But I feel this is our chance to turn it all around, and this little bit of positivity around this club hopefully has come at a good moment and will allow us to push on. And I'm going to copy what the other two have said, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 Manchester United win. Hopefully, I will be talking to you guys tomorrow and reviewing what was a good result for Manchester United. See you then.